All right, here is my second video, and this is kind of exciting. Anyway, so here I have just a 2x2 cube. This has nothing to do with what you're building, but I just want to show you a couple hints that are definitely going to help you with part 2. All right, so here I just made a 2x2 cube, and do you remember when you made that video, or when you watched the video that for the very first part that you made, she had you put a square on and then she had you center it. I'm going to show you a better way to do that, which I think is easier anyway. So I'm going to go to start a 2D sketch. I'm going to select the top of this, and if you just click on this rectangle, you get one certain rectangle. That's the two corner rectangle. Instead, if you want to get something centered for a rectangle, I think it would be best if you picked a 2-point rectangle with a center, because what happens then is wherever you start your square or your rectangle, that's going to be the center of the rectangle. So really, if you want it centered on something, all you really need to do then is to find the center of that object, put your rectangle in place there, and then make it however big you want. So let's say I'm going to put a 1" by 1" square on here. I have a 2" by 2" cube, 2" by 2" by 2" cube here. So I'm going to bring my mouse down here, and I want to show you something. So I could try to find the center of this, which obviously, if you're looking at those XY coordinate points there, I could then just type in 1 and 1. But the other thing I want to show you, if you don't want to take the time to do that, remember, this is the new, oh, no, I found it. You see this dotted line here? This dotted line is showing me that that is the center from the top to the bottom. I'm going to try to find another dotted line then that shows me the center from left to right. Where did it go? Where is it? It's not going to show me that, huh? Because it should just be 1 and 1, right? Bummer, it's not showing me that. I wonder why not. But like I said, this is a new program. This is the 2016 version, so I don't know why it wouldn't show me that. But anyway, I guess what I'm going to do then is I'm just going to type in, I'm going to hit my tab button so that it gets me onto those coordinates so I can change them. So I just took my hand off the mouse, and I just hit the tab button. It's already set at 1" XY, and what I'm going to do then is tab it, or sorry, the X coordinate, and put it in at 1 there. So now I'm at 1, 1. That is the center of that square. I'm going to hit enter, and now all I'm going to do is just drag. Oh, that's not right. That is not right. Why isn't it showing me that? Bummer. Well, that would make sense. That's probably where 1, 1 is on the coordinate plane, right? But not on my square. I wasn't looking at that. I think it should be a -1 and a 1, because here's my X and my Y coordinate. It just put me in the wrong spot, and if you saw it, flipped over. So that's not right. Disregard that. So I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to escape this. I don't want that. See, you're going to learn from my mistakes too, but you're going to try it. We're going to try that again with the 2-point center rectangle, because like I said, I don't know why it's just not showing me. Well, I guess there's the -1, so if I just drag down, oh, now it's showing me. Maybe I just needed to be on the line instead of in the center. And I'm going to drag that down to 1. And it's not letting me. So again, I'm going to hit the tab, and I'm going to change it to 1. And I'm already in the center at -1. On yours, it's going to be so much easier, guys. You can just try to move your mouse around where you think the center is close to. And once you get 2 dotted lines, one coming from one side and then one coming from the other side, it's going to form a 90-degree angle. That's where your center is. You don't have to worry about what I'm doing right now. You shouldn't have to. But if it's easier, you can type in your coordinates. So I'm just going to type in 1 there. So now there's my center. Now I'm just going to move my mouse a little bit. And I said I wanted this a 1" by a 1" square. So I'm going to type in 1, tab, 1, enter. There's, and now it's completely centered. If you prefer the other way that the other lady showed you, where she was, what she did is she went to dimension and she had you click on one line, and that should be, no, mine didn't work, of course. There you go, 0.5. You can do that too. Just type in what those dimensions should be from each edge, and you can do it that way too. This was just something I thought was easier, but maybe with my version it's not so much. But whichever works for you. All right. So I just wanted to show you that. So then, of course, I could go ahead and I can extrude that. Maybe I just want that extruded 1 inch, and I'm gonna hit that. All right. The other thing I want to show you. When you have to put the square like cut out, you can't use a hole feature for that. You do what we did when we cut that other square out at the top for part 1. So again, you can just, and if you need it, that one's going to be a little bit more tricky because you don't necessarily have a square. You could draw the outside square and try to center it. But it might be easier to actually, in my written directions, I wrote, maybe just put a square of the right size that you need in there, and then actually center it the way she showed you, from the bottom and then from the side, because you have those dimensions on your blueprint. But I'm going to start a 2D sketch here, and I'm going to want, I'll do that 2 point. By the way, the circle also has the center point, so you should be able to find the center of a square with that center point as well. Go back to the rectangle and do the 2 point. Again, I don't know why it won't show me that. Oh, there's the center there. I didn't want to do that. I accidentally clicked on it, sorry. Try it again. My 2 point center. It's green there, so that must be the center. So then I'm going to drag up, and I need to get it obviously to 1, so tab 1. No, that's not what I wanted. I don't know what it was there, but oh, it's at -1, and I want to change that one to 1. Enter. There's my center. I'm gonna, look at that, I picked the 2 point rectangle. Well, that's fine. Let's make this a 1 tab 1 inch square. And then I'm gonna see if I can move them how they should be, how to get it in the center. So I guess here's just another little tutorial for that. So I'm gonna click on that line after I hit dimension. And now I'm gonna click on this line too. And it's saying it's 1 inch. Well, I want it 0.5, so I'm going to click again. Oh, I already set it. Darn it. Well, I'm going to show you a little thing over here. This is called your browser, and I know you're not seeing the whole thing, but I'm going to finish that 2D sketch. If I right-click on that, I can go to Edit Sketch. That Sketch 3 is the sketch I was just working on. And I wonder if it's gonna let me. It's not. All right, again, learning from Mrs. Ford's mistakes. So well, I'm just gonna undo what I've done so far there, and we'll go back. Sorry about that. Remember to select the 2 point center. This is a -1 and a 1, so I'm gonna go tab -1, tab 1. That's what the coordinates of that should be. There's the center. I'm going to make this a 1 by 1, so 1 tab 1, enter. Now remember, finish the 2D sketch and then extrude it. But remember, I don't want it to come out. I want to make it a cut, so I can just change it to direction 2. When I change it to direction 2, it's going to go the opposite way. So again, look at the blueprints that I have there in the classroom for you, and then see how you can make that better. Sorry for all the mistakes, but hopefully you got something out of this one, and maybe some of you didn't even take the time to look at it, which is fine too, if the first one helped you. So